Hi, and welcome to SelfCare Black Girls, a podcast where we relax, sip tea, and chat about bettering ourselves as Black girls. I'm Bibi, and I'll be helping guide you to make better choices in your daily lives. So, hi. First and foremost, I want to say I'm so sorry that this is going up as late as it is. I knew when I went to bed last night that this episode was not pre-recorded and that I needed to get up early to do it. Well, I did get up early. I did do that. I'm proud of myself for that. However, I did not record this episode. I washed my hair instead, which, self-care, but this episode was supposed to be up 10 o'clock this morning, and here we are. I'm recording this, and it's almost 9 o'clock. So, yeah. But like I said, I'm so sorry that this is going up, but I'm here now. So today's episode is going to be about dealing with low days. And I dare somebody to say that they've never had a day, a day that they weren't, I don't want to say suicidal because I just don't, that's not the severity that I'm touching on at the moment, but you've had a day where you were just like, you didn't really want to do anything. You didn't want to talk to anybody. You just wanted to kind of lay there and exist. And, sometimes you can push yourself through it and get things done, and sometimes you can't. But this is for the latter of the two. Those days where you can't push yourself to get through. So, if you've ever had those days or are going through one of those days at the moment, this episode's for you. So, I have a couple of tips so I get tips, recommendations, I don't know, whatever you want to call them after hearing them, on how to get through, how to deal with low days. So the first thing, despite the urge, don't stay in bed. And yes, I know for multiple reasons you're going to want to stay in that bed. One, it's a safe zone. For some reason people have this mindset that the world, how do I put this? That the world exists outside of your bed, but it doesn't at the same time, if that makes sense. So that's one reason you're going to want to stay in there. Maybe you're like me and you sleep with the fan on at night despite, the temperatures outside. And where you are, your body temperature, the bed temperature is perfect. But the second you step out of that bed, you're either going to freeze or you're going to melt, depending on, how you keep your house in your bedroom. That's another reason you might want to stay in the bed. And the last reason is what I mentioned earlier. You just want to lay there and exist. Don't do that, because what that's going to do is it's going to affect your physical health. Your body's not used to living a sedentary... why did I come to this word? A sedentary... hold on. Okay, I got the pronunciation. A sedentary life. So with you laying down in the bed or sitting up or whatever you choose to do in your bed all day, that's not good. It could lead to back problems. So many issues come with, laying or sitting, like I said, in bed all day. So don't do this. And it's also going to lead to you not feeling better. So you're already, sad. You're not going to just laying there, that's feeding that. And you don't want that to happen. You want to fight this and, get it to die down as fast as possible or as soon as possible. So, despite the urge, don't stay in bed. The next thing would be to eat some of your favorite foods. And yes, if you're on a diet, this goes for you too. If you're watching your calories or whatever you're doing, eat your favorite foods. And if you're not eating them specifically for health reasons, like if you eat them you may die, then don't do that. I'm not responsible for anybody killing themselves. But if you don't have any dietary restrictions, eat your and your favorite food falls in those, doesn't fall in, wait. If you have dietary restrictions and your favorite foods fall in those, in that category, don't eat them. But if they don't, indulge in them. Your favorite foods, serotonin makes you happy. That's what we want. We want happy. So eat some of your favorite foods. Another thing, watch your favorite shows. This will go perfect with eating your favorite food. Get your favorite food and then put on your favorite TV show or movies. Some people like shows, some people like movies. Some people's attention span can't sit there for a whole minimum of an hour and 30 minutes on one thing, me. So put on your favorite TV show and, binge watch it. Yes, binge watching is bad, but if you're binge watching something you like, then, serotonin levels are going up. You're going to feel better, and that's what we want. We want happy. The next thing would be to call a friend or a family member. And you can do one of two things on this phone call. The first, you can, just talk with them. Sometimes just talking to somebody that you love boost your happiness and, let you know that everything is okay and whatnot. Or you could talk to them, let them know how you're feeling, and maybe they could, come over, check on you, spend the day with you or whatever, spend some time with you, whatever they feel would make you feel better, whatever you two come to you all, because I don't know, I'm saying two, you all come to an agreement would make you feel better and get you out of this slump that you're in. So, call up a friend or family member and you decide which path you want to take with them. The next thing would be to get dressed and take yourself on a date. Yes, by yourself, by your lonesome. There is nothing wrong with getting dressed up and going out to eat or going to a park, the movies. Yes, we're still in COVID, so maybe an at-home date, cook your favorite meal, set it up, go get dressed up, come back out, something like that. I don't know, whatever you would consider a date, do it for yourself. Buy yourself flowers, whatever, chocolates, whatever you feel like falls in the category of a date, and do that for yourself. What you don't want to spend time in bed or laying on a couch, sitting on a couch, unless of course you're watching your favorite show or movie, then that's okay. But even then, you don't want to sit there throughout the whole day. So, take yourself on a date. There's nothing wrong with that. I did it, when was this, last year? And I'm kind of upset that I hadn't had the opportunity to do it again because I really enjoyed my own company. I wasn't sad or anything that day. I don't even remember what day it was, but I did go out and I was like, I enjoyed this time. So, sometimes you just need a new environment, and taking yourself on a date, I don't want to encourage anybody to go out because we're still in the middle of a pandemic, but if you're comfortable with going out, you do with that information what you want. We're going to move on. The next thing that you could do, which also goes with the theme of a change of scenery and environment, would be to go on a walk. Once again, this goes, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so if you live in a pretty crowded area where people are constantly walking by, I would suggest driving to a park or somewhere where there's fewer people so you can, walk around like that. Excuse me. Do something like that. Get your mind, get out of the house. Some new scenery. Maybe you'll see something of interest, go to a coffee shop and find a magazine or a book or something. Go for a walk. Get out of the house or the apartment or your dorm, whatever you're in, get out of it, go for a walk. It doesn't have to be a long one. 5 minutes or, maybe if you're up for it, 10, 15, 20. There's no time limit, but, be safe. There's a lot going on in the world. Be safe and, go for a walk. Make sure you have COVID precautions and life endangerment precautions. I think you all know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that for that. The next thing, to help you deal with a low day would be a self-care day. This, I feel like, could be a date. I mentioned earlier that going, dressing up and taking yourself on a date. Maybe undress yourself, not literally like stripping, but instead of, putting on makeup, wash your face, do a face mask, lip mask, eye mask, mask it, shave, put on your favorite lotions, oils, wash your hair, do some dental hygiene. Maybe you have a whitening kit at home that you want to do something with. I don't know. Whatever you consider self-care for your physical self or your mental self, honestly, it doesn't matter. Whatever you consider self-care, take a day, whatever day you're feeling low, take that day and make it a self-care day. And it will make you feel better, which, and then will turn your lower day into at least a little bit better day. I don't know, depending on the person, it may or may not get you completely out of your, whatever's causing your day to be a low one, but, a step towards happiness or out of lowness, however you want to look at it, but it's a step towards getting rid of your low day, dealing with it, making it better. And then the final thing for dealing with low days isn't really a tip. It's more like a suggestion, a highly suggested suggestion. If you're having quite a few low days, almost every day of the week, Monday through Sunday, is a low day, I highly suggest you seek professional help. Because there may be something going on, maybe you have depression or anxiety or something that makes you feel the way you do. I would seek professional help because I'm not a professional. I'm still in college. So these tips won't help somebody. I mean, they might. I'm not going to say they won't. They might help somebody who needs professional help. So if you're consistently having these low days, please seek help. There's nothing wrong, and I've mentioned this multiple times on this podcast. There is nothing wrong with seeking help when you need it. Everybody needs it, and they'll be lying if they say they don't. So please seek professional help, psychologists, psychiatrists, somebody, and get some help. But that's all that I have for this week's episode. And like I said, I want to apologize again for it going up late, but here it is. Yeah. So thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you all next week. Bye. Thank you all so much for listening this week. If you have any questions, comments, stories, or tips, and you'd like to share them with me, email me at selfcarebgirl@gmail.com. If you'd like to help other people find this podcast, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes to help get the word out. If iTunes isn't your preferred method of listening, you can also find us on Spotify, YouTube, and many more streaming platforms. If you'd like to interact with other listeners or keep up with announcements and giveaways, you should follow me on Instagram at SelfCare Black Girls. Join the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/SelfCare Black Girls, or follow me on Twitter at SelfCareBGirls. Don't forget, you all still have the option to donate by either visiting my Patreon link or my merch link in the bio of my Instagram and Twitter. Thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you all next week. Bye.